A blessed good night and welcome all to All In, All United on Thursday, right? Now, I did the hosting tonight, and I just was looking for some content to get the panel and everybody in the comments involved in, right? But before I go into that content, I just want to welcome Reem and Chef to the panel. How are you guys doing?
Good night,
Yeah,
fellas.
normally no when Man United not playing, it is be rough for I tell you. I don't think the international break when it's not like a specific tournament like the World Cup or the Euros, it is be tough. I can't really stomach the international break when it's not like a tournament. Especially when they're pausing me from Man United.
To
But I
be to
mean,
be to be quite
the,
honest, I am not a huge country supporter per se.
Hmm.
I support England by default in a way. So international break will just be irritating for me for the most
yeah,
part.
boy, yes, boy.
Yeah.
You are so right. Two things that I realized on international break. Christian Eriksen did score for
A
Denmark.
beauty.
So, yep. So congratulations to him. And even up to today, this is the second thing. Even up to today, people are still asking how on God's green earth did Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire make the England team?
Listen,
Oh, did they do that?
listen. Them fellas holding secret.
Yeah, it has something them fellas have on Southgate, boy. That's
But
making
I
no sense.
but I trying to understand something, right? How come the finalizing a squad already?
I
Like
know.
I don't get that. I was
No,
asking that's the final cut already.
nah, I don't think. How to put it is like he already aware, or most managers will be aware of the core members of your
Right.
team.
And I
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that. Fine. And that's fine. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
But you're reading so much things that basically saying that Sancho and Marcus out totally from the running to go World Cup now. And I find that and then two men who one haven't been showing no kind of form and hasn't been playing, making the squad.
yeah, that
It's,
rubbish.
it's a lot of favoritism, but this is what we're gonna do tonight, right? Because we're on the international break. We've been trying to find content to talk about. So tonight we're gonna talk some football. Not my United related. We just gonna talk some football,
Yeah,
right?
man. He's
And
football fans at the end of the day.
Correct.
correct. Now I had brought this topic to Reem a couple days ago, right? And it just came across my mind because I think modern day football fans are just putting this whole world class label on players, right? I don't know if you guys agree, right? But what I gonna do now, right? I just gonna share a little presentation. Hopefully, is this here? I'm going to allow it. Perfect, right? So on tonight's show of All United, we are going to discuss world class players, right?
Because as the young people let's say, it are levels to this thing.
Correct.
Correct. We're going to discuss world class players, right? Now, in my opinion, this is the criteria that defines a world class player, and you guys can agree or disagree with me, or even add in, right? Everyone in the comments as well do the same thing as well, right? So the first thing, in my opinion, is longevity, right?
Right?
Players have to be performing for, in my opinion, 2 or 3 or 4 more seasons to be considered world class. If players were labeled world class after one season, me too, who played for Swansea, would be considered a world class player,
Correct.
right? That's the first thing in criteria. The second thing is that they are best in their position across Europe, right? When
Right?
you when you list the top defenders in the world, top midfielders in the world, top strikers in the world, if they're in at least the top 10, they may be considered world class, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Next thing, They are a difference maker on many occasions, not just one, but many occasions. If it
Yeah.
was just on one occasion, Federico Makeda, when he came on for us versus Aston Villa and scored the winner, he would be considered world class, right?
True that.
That's just an example, right? Next thing. No, I put an asterisk next to the trophies they won because there are some players who are just fortunate to be part of great teams and they were a passenger, right?
That
That just,
and you see that last one does
mhm.
always cause a lot of
Real,
argument.
real arguments.
The
Correct.
trophies part.
Correct. That's why I put an asterisk next to trophies, right? I got a few more criteria. The influence and accolades that they have won over the many years, right? Their influence on their club or country, right? Um, you know, how have they performed outside of their domestic league? Now, a lot of people are going to find this a bit controversial because when you take the word world, right, it means that you have conquered or at least dominated or at least gone across different parts of the country, played your football and came out looking like a superstar. That's just
Yeah.
my opinion, right? So that's why I put how have they performed outside of their domestic league, right? I put an asterisk next to this for nominee for Ballon d'Or because there are some players out there who have been given their flowers, but they have never been nominated for Ballon d'Or,
Yeah.
right? And then another asterisk, that's the European team of the season, where they're part of the European team of the season, right? Now, on to the next slide. Now, people in the comments and Chef and Reem, tell me if these players that come up are world class.
Of
But
course.
you but you
Of course.
you're talking that the
Of
blueprint.
course. Of course. Of course. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Undeniable.
Yes.
Yep.
Both of them. Both of them. Yes. Both of
All
them.
right, yes.
We-
Hell yes.
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 Um, I don't know. Hear this, right? I don't know
So
if it's more. I'm trying to be unbiased here, right?
Me
And
too.
I think Steven Gerrard is a very good player, but I don't know if he hit the world class heights. I really
I
don't know.
agree with that.
Yeah, and I don't want
So
to be
so
biased.
I am so as we say, if we put in levels to this thing,
Uh-huh.
Steven Gerrard is not on the top tier world level of world class.
I got a question to ask you guys after this specific slide, right? Or after the
But let me just add one thing to what Chef was saying there, Phil.
yeah. Mm.
Based on the criteria that you had before, right? I don't know how much of the criterias that Steven Gerrard met.
Fall into correct.
You understand? Because in terms of influence,
Who was
what
the
he
ever
won.
Liverpool?
Yeah, and I don't even think he was that influential in Liverpool. And
Right.
I don't think he was that influential. I think he was a
Nah, he was
good.
influential
He's
in
one
Liverpool,
of Liverpool's,
but
he's one of Liverpool's
he was
biggest legends.
he wasn't no
If not the
influential
biggest.
at England.
No, but what I'm
And for my
saying,
part,
when
he was picking up Paul Scholes' position too much.
Yeah, exactly.
on the international stage, when he had when Paul Scholes and they had moved on, and he was there to take up the mantle and really carry the English team, especially like man down midfield. I never got that from Steven Gerrard.
Nah,
Don't
never.
let Liverpool fans hear you, man.
Yeah, well, I know them.
No,
They don't
but
agree with
not being
nothing.
biased.
True.
Of course, Scholes and Rooney, world class.
Scholes and- So here's what I'll say to this. Wayne is one of my favorite players of all time, but Wayne goes into a category of what could have been.
Exactly.
You feel so, by?
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I agree with Chef because out of
Yeah.
in Wayne Rooney's career, there's probably only one or two seasons where Wayne Rooney has been the main striker.
Yeah.
All the other seasons that Wayne Rooney has played, he's been a backup to Cristiano Ronaldo, Dimitar Berbatov, Carlos Tevez,
And-
Robin Van Persie. Think
Yep,
about
and
it.
then,
But
and,
when
then,
it comes
and then when you throw into seasons where Wayne more seasons Wayne used to start off unfit. Wayne used to be fit by about Christmas, so
But I still think Wayne Rooney is world class because he's Manchester United's top
All
scorer,
time.
and
Yeah.
he's also one of the highest Premier League goal
Yeah,
scorers.
and consider
He's
the
also
age
yeah,
he was when he broke into the English team, and the English
correct.
team was so dependent
I,
on Wayne Rooney for the Euros.
you know,
What Euro that was
people go want to kill me. I will call Rooney a very, very, very good player. But to put him,
Get the man, he think, I'm
no,
chef.
he's not
Nah,
Rooney.
man.
No,
I
he's
think he's
a
world
Wayne
class.
Rooney fan.
Nah.
I think he's world class.
I think Rooney is world class, man.
Anyway, this guy here, is he world class or not?
No doubt, without a
What?
shadow of a doubt.
The greatest striker ever, or certainly of our generation. But I was never no Maradona, but the cokehead fan.
Well, unfortunate for me, I started watch football a little bit after. I only catch the back end of Maradona's career, and he was done on downhill already, so I can't really
Yeah.
comment on
So,
Maradona.
but when you hear people talk, and I mean, I say, I got some Maradona Napoli days.
Yeah, a little
I was
bit. Me too as
young,
well.
but I got some, and I mean, I say Maradona is class. I am not
Now,
a fan, but you know,
now
No, but
here
from some of the clips, sorry, I feel, but from some of the clips that you see with Maradona,
yeah,
right?
Maradona
I
was
mean,
bad.
yeah,
Yeah, Maradona was bad.
in my opinion, the next slide, I think that these two players, they are in a class of their own, right? They are in a legendary class.
Right. So here this scene, right? And
Yeah,
this is what we had to say. It had levels to this thing. So
yeah,
you see these two fellas, you see Zidane, you see Brazilian Ronaldo, them fellas on the top level.
correct,
Then you could start to
correct,
come down.
correct. Now, what we're gonna discuss tonight, because I got a bunch of players in a folder that I want you guys to discuss or tell me if you think they are the below criteria. Are they world class? Are they just class? Are they above average? Or are they overrated?
All right.
Right? So
Now,
Yeah.
Phil, I think I could put Gerard in class.
I don't mind putting Gerrard in class.
Yeah, I feel Gerard could fit in class. So Liverpool fans
Not
could ease
not
off my
above that.
yeah, could ease me now, right?
yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead, Phil.
There's the criteria we're gonna discuss tonight. So you gotta check your audio, Nico. Just let you know.
Oh, Nico.
Yeah, he audio getting some problems there. Nah, we're not hearing you because you're muted.
Nah, yeah.
Just check back your connection. Nah, we getting that anytime you talk we getting that kind of static. You wanna jump out and come back in?
All right. Well, let me go to a few comments, and I guess it's just the guys saying good night, fellas. Good night to Arun. Thanks for joining.
Good night, Aaron.
Yeah, man, good night, fellas.
Good night to Richard as well. Thanks for joining as well.
Yeah, brother, good night.
And good night to Everson Baran as well. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, man.
One more from Javid. Good night, folks. We're going my United missing the football.
Oh, Jav.
But don't worry. We came up with some content for you guys to follow. And if you guys just missed the last light show, tonight we are discussing players who you think are world class, average, or overrated. Right? So it's now 9:15. Let me see if we can get through these players here right now. So what I'm gonna do is I go to share this screen again. Let's go again. So share screen. All right, this is the first person. World class,
Big,
average, overrated.
big
Yeah, big
baller
player,
boy.
Yeah, you're a big player, you know, boy.
I dare say underrated.
I think he's under. He almost falls into line with, to some extent, Wayne Rooney, because as I mentioned,
Yeah,
they really had to cater to many players above him. Benzema
yeah,
Yeah.
had to cater to the likes of 100 million Gareth Bale and a Cristiano
yep,
Ronaldo and also
yep.
Angel Di Maria. But
Even
Benzema,
even a Raul to the end of his career.
yeah. When Real Madrid had just signed Benzema from Leon, he was now
Yep,
starting to like fall in Raul's footsteps, right? So,
yep.
um,
And
what?
and and remember, he came from Leon as a big time goal scorer, like a record breaking goal scorer.
Yeah. So what's the take on that? He's average, world class.
Nah,
Um,
I put in Benzema as class.
Yeah,
my
I go
thing,
with class.
yeah, and I agree with class because I feel like Benzema he peaked late now, right? Well, all right. Let me put it like this. Benzema was always a quality player, and I think Phil you mentioned it. But the only time we actually start to appreciate Benzema in for who he is and what he offer is after the likes of Ronaldo left Real Madrid.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
know, and that is when he went back into the French national team because he was out of the team for a while and for whatever issues they had. So it's
correct.
only after Ronaldo left then I started to see this Benzema who is class.
Correct.
But before that, I couldn't. He was just a good player, a real good player that
yeah.
we know had the potential.
He wasn't the man. He was playing second. He played
Yeah,
Yeah,
second
yeah.
fiddle, and it wasn't just a Ronaldo, but Benzema played second fiddle to quite a few stars who passed through Madrid.
And I
yeah,
think I
But
think
you
I
see,
think Benzema I think Benzema is the reason for knocking out all of the EPL teams last season in the Champions League.
yeah.
yep,
I think so.
now Benzema for the last couple of seasons, Benzema put Madrid on his back foot.
This guy here, world class, average, overrated.
Overrated,
Same
Nah, don't do that
Roger,
overrated
overrated.
thing. I will
overrated.
say, I
I'm a
will
boy.
say he hovers between average and class.
Nah, man, chef man.
He
I think
hovers
he,
between.
I think he overrated, boy.
But this man overrated bad by chef boy.
The amount of times this guy give away the ball and whine and call the referees, boy. But we can move on to other players, right? So I say overrated, Reem said overrated, Chef said between average and class, which I kind of get, right? Nico, you can hear us now?
We still getting real feedback from Nico.
Let me see
Yeah,
if we
yeah,
end
yeah.
Nico now.
Before we move
Nico,
on, before we move on to the next player, let me get some comments in here. David is saying, seeing some injuries for Barca, whole hours stay fit. I didn't even realize. Okay.
Yeah, I think
uh,
Kunde had to come off injured today.
yeah.
Um, somebody
Yeah.
else didn't play.
Yeah,
Okay. That's what Varane is doing.
I need same house with a Barca fans. I just get Barca news live.
All right. David is saying, class, Benzi will eat people for breakfast. Yep, it's true.
Yeah,
Bruno, it's just above average. Fair enough.
yeah.
So the next player right now, Bukayo Saka.
Yeah,
Um,
you have a category for height.
no. Don't do Saka
Average.
that though.
I say average.
Saka will be a big. I will put Saka right now just above average. But Saka have it in him to be a proper player then.
You think so?
Yeah.
What you saying, Reem?
I feel I feel he eyed. He just eyed. I know you don't have that, right? So I guess in the absence of I he average. He averaged for me.
True. For me as
He
well, too.
averaged for me.
Let me add
Because
Nico.
because
Yeah.
yeah, because remember before we reached to this, slide that you're doing here, Phil, you established world class levels before, right? We
Correct.
Right.
talk about the likes of Zidane and Iniesta, right? And Ronaldo, the R9. So the standard's kind of high right now because you're set
Correct. I
up,
was gonna
Phil,
say.
right?
No. Reem has a good point there. Let me see what the comments say. Before I go to the comments, let me add Nico. Oh Lord, boy, started wrong on your end,
What
boy,
the
Nico.
hell going on with Nico on that thing?
something wrong on your end. Um, I'm assuming Memphis is the one who got injured today for
Yes,
Holland. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Memphis
Kunde
Uh,
and
got
Depay. Kunde and
yeah.
Depay, yes.
Yeah, Arun, thanks for confirming as well too. Um, and Javid is saying Saka too early for me to judge Saka as a
Yeah,
player.
I agree with that.
True. Yeah, I agree with
Still a
that.
little.
But I would say average in my opinion, right?
How
All
old
right,
Saka is?
21.
Early
Okay.
20s.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I can agree with Javed here.
this guy here, Kevin De Bruyne, class world
World
class.
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 Class. Nah. Class.
World class.
Hey, my
Class
chef,
or world
boy.
class?
Fight me. World class.
All right. So, chef, based on the criteria for world class, what
Yep.
has Kevin De Bruyne won apart from the
Everything
Premiership
under
domestic?
the only thing here win is the league. I mean, is
No,
the Prem.
Champions League. Champions League.
but here win Champions League. Here win World Cup. Here
I
win
mean,
a World
Champions
Cup.
League, sorry.
He never win Ballon d'Or.
But he was
So what-
nominated. He always in the nomination, though. He's always been in
In the
top
top
10.
10. In the top 10.
Always. Check it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's a class player. I don't think he's world class.
I hear you, and based on the criteria, I get you. But boy, I put in Kevin De Bruyne as work. I never could like a player and hate a team so.
Now he's a big player. He's a big player.
That man is a big
Yeah,
time
he's a
player.
big player. But he's
I-
not world
I
class for
gotta
me.
I gotta bring up the criteria again. Obviously, you guys can pitch it and tell me what you guys think as well too, right? Now, based on the criteria that I have here,
Right. So longevity. He win with that.
yeah,
He win with longevity. That man is the only man from all them players City bringing when they get the money. He's the only one left, you know.
true. What about best in their position across the
Let me go. Best in the position. Dan, how much players better than Kevin De Bruyne in that playmaking position? Let me be real.
difference
So
maker?
I'm
and
2
then
for
the
2, eh? Let me go
Yeah.
on. Difference maker. Oh my God. Come on. Come on.
Trophies won. I think he's won 6 Premier Leagues now, right?
Yeah, he won everything. He won everything in England.
Yeah. Influence and accolades. The question I have here: does Manchester City look different without Kevin De Bruyne?
Yes, they do.
All right.
Yes, they do.
So Chef is
I could argue that, eh? I could argue that.
Well,
I mean,
that one season where De Bruyne got injured and Gundogan was the central midfielder for Man City, and there wasn't a difference, right? But that was just for one season.
but even when he missed
and
games
even
this
that
season,
season
you
you're
don't really
talking about.
miss him. You don't miss him, right?
And
But the
even that
team does
season
level
you're
up when he
talking
playing.
with Gundogan. When he did come back, you could have still seen the difference.
Yeah, he does level it up, right? He does level it up, but I don't feel the team does
the
miss
man bad, the
him.
man bad.
The team don't miss him like if we were to like how when Ericsson come off against Sociedad.
Yeah.
City don't miss him like that. But when he's there, they just level up.
One. How have they performed, outside of England? Outside of their domestic league. And that's the thing is, it's a team sport. So he does generally show up, but the coaches want to overthink things and they don't win.
I gotta agree with Chef here, Maury. I think Kevin De Bruyne has been the best midfielder in the world for the past 4 or 5 seasons. That's just
Yeah.
at
Could
least the last
even go
4 or 5
longer than
seasons.
that.
Now, well, based on the criteria, I had to concede, right? But personally, I still think he's class. But based on the criteria, then we had a say world class.
Fair enough. I could work with that. All right. So we say that Kevin De Bruyne is world class. Who's the next player on the list here right now? Eden Hazard.
He fall off bad, but he fall off a cliff.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's tricky for me. This one is really tricky for me
Yeah.
because he was,
Over friggin' rated.
and that is where I was going with Chef. I badly want to say Eden Harrison is overrated, but I could put him in class because of what he's done with Chelsea, and that's it, right? At
And but
one point,
you
yeah,
see,
yeah,
based on the criteria again, he can't be that. Because all right, so fine, he had a few good seasons at Chelsea, but the
yeah, yeah.
number one thing on top it is longevity, failure,
No, no,
failure,
I see where Shaq is coming from. Um,
overrated. He was good. He was good in England. I'm not lying. Even though we used to real bat him up.
Yeah. You see, why I think, right? For Hazard, some players just unfortunate because of injuries, right? And
yeah,
Hazard went to Real Madrid, and fitness and injuries was a big, big, big issue for him, and that is why he never settled, in the Madrid team. And up to today, it's still affecting him, right? But when you consider his time at Chelsea, the man was class,
correct. So
right? The man was a game changer.
world class, right?
Yeah.
So I think Javid for this comment was talking about
KDB.
maybe
KDB.
Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, okay. Um, yeah, Kevin De Bruyne, perfect. I asked Reem about De Bruyne after we play United.
I could do it out seeing De Bruyne. Yes.
He say
Yeah,
he kind of alluded to I go say he world class after the between after City
true,
between.
true, true, true. Only reason City don't miss him is because all the players are standard. Any other team will
True.
miss him, and it's true, right? Another criteria I should have added is that you take this player, will they walk into any or both teams into Europe? I should have added that as well too,
Yep.
right? Javid is saying Hazard hard. Yeah, it's true. A lot of people are on the fence with Hazard. He has something just unfit.
But that's the thing though, right? As
Yeah,
much as we could say, well, Amanda's be unlucky and thing. At the same time, your fitness have a lot to do with your personal contribution. What you give to be fit.
But
Cristiano
sometimes
Ronaldo and them fellas and them so LeBron James and them fellas don't be headed heading into the 40s, but fitter than plenty 20-year-olds.
yeah. I get that because when Hazard had left Chelsea, everybody was seeing it when he went Madrid for preseason. Hazard was looking like he
Well,
put on Hazard bottom
he
get
didn't
big.
put on
He
size.
looking he put on real weight,
He did
yeah,
put on
bro.
and
weight.
people want to know what going on with
And
Hazard.
all those things is why as I fall stop short too of calling
I
Wayne
guess,
world class too.
I guess what Chef's saying is the best ability is availability,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know if I agree with
So
that statement now, yeah. Quite a real man who'll be available as crap.
Drew,
Ah boy, the killer
Erling
himself,
Haaland.
boy. Um,
Where's Phil? Where's the criteria? Where's the one above between average and class? It have anything between average and class?
that's nothing above that.
Nah. So I honestly would just leave Erling Haaland as class, and that's about it.
Yeah, I would leave him
I
at
don't know
class.
earlier. I feel it's still too early for he, boy.
What?
I said class, not world class. I just said class.
Nah. Oh God, Reem. Oh God, Reem. Don't do that.
From Dortmund
What?
days to
You
maybe
can't
my
be.
class.
Listen, it's easy for us to say that it is early days for him in England. That's fine. I could
Yeah.
agree with that.
But here
But-
the thing, Chef. Here the thing, Chef.
But-
you see Haaland's stats for England so far. The man got 14 goals in 10 games.
Right. So you know what? Let me take the English part. Dan, you watch Haaland even when he played for the national team?
Or Dortmund in the Champions League.
Or so he if this man continue the way he going, my word. But for now, I will just give him class.
I don't want to give him class, but I don't want to say he average.
Yes,
Somewhere between there is where I feel Haaland. It's too early for me. Yeah, he started off real good. He started off real good in England. I mean, and then two, we had to consider the team he played with. He was just the final piece of the puzzle for City. and he doing his thing. But I still find it too early to give he that thing class. I find it too early for him.
Right.
Hey, good night, guys. And I know I trying a long time to get in. Hopefully,
Yeah, man.
Ah,
Yeah,
Like
like
inside,
you went
yeah,
and
inside.
pay your phone bill and come back.
no, yeah. So I had to change my headset out kind of thing by inside.
Welcome,
Yeah,
welcome.
you're sounding good now.
Nice man. Yeah, man. Yeah, inside.
The pace, Javid is saying the pace of Real Madrid playing for Hazard is an issue. You think so?
No way.
You think so?
Nope,
So
nope.
Real
That's
Madrid
no,
plays too slow.
that Real Madrid is one of the slowest teams in Europe.
Yeah, they must take their time and play football.
Dan, how they could be fast and you have a midfielder, Tony Kroos, Modric, and these old men, Benzema. Pace, they don't beat you with pace, they just beat you with smarts.
David is saying Haaland is an alien. He deserves his own group. In about 5 years' time, we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Thanks for joining, boy. Good night to everyone. Yeah. Blessings and love again. Yep. David is saying have a new class called Borg, as in Cyborg.
I don't see him as that too. I don't see him as normal, to be honest. I don't see him as normal.
Nah, he's not normal. He's not normal.
I don't see him as normal.
And then
to be that size and have that kind of mobility, boy.
Young too, but still.
And the man uses his height and strength to his advantage.
Yep. People thought he would have just come and be a flat track bully. Nope. That man picking up the ball anyway.
So what he doing?
He's that too.
Bullying?
No, but he's
that too.
But
what we're saying is that is not all he scored. He not all he doing. The man picking up the ball and coming at a defense too. He ain't just trying to use his size. He using speed, and look at where this man has been getting the ball. He scored a goal. He scored a goal when it is there, where he had to stretch and basically get it on the side of his foot. Come now, man. Nice flat track bully goals.
Now, here. These next two players, I want you to give me your honest opinion on them. Now, here is my thing, though, right? I think Son is class. I also think Harry Kane is class. And based on the criteria, as in what have they done outside of
there can't be nothing higher than class.
Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people will come at me and say, "Well, Harry Kane has been the EPL top scorer for the last
and nothing else.
He scored 20 plus goals every single season. Yeah, he's an EPL flat track bully. But in terms of world class, world extents outside of England, okay?
Yep.
I don't know you guys.
And even for the national team.
I think Kane is class, right?
Yeah,
I think Son are still looking for that little area between average and class, because Son is playing patches. That's just my thing. Son is playing patches, and his statistics is
Son walking into Manchester United team.
Man United is not the standard chef. Trust me. Real men walking into Man United team.
That was Son bad. I really like that Korean though.
No, he bad, right? He bad. But I don't think he's class. I really don't think he's class.
I think it's the context.
Nico, you saw the criteria already, right?
No, I didn't see the criteria.
All right, I'll bring the criteria one.
Yeah, maybe I had to see that because I might say Son is world class.
World class?
Nah. Yeah, world class. Yeah,
no, I might say Son is world class.
Nah.
Nico, don't do that.
No, because I saying in the context, right? In Asia, if you ask anybody on the Asian continent what they think about Son, they would say he's world class.
That's being biased.
But I want the criteria there too, eh? Yeah,
all right, what's your criteria?
You can't fight them on that.
Influence and accolade, so he have a point there.
Right.
So
criteria define world class player, right?
So longevity, Son has been one of the best players at Spurs since Pochettino, so that I guess kind of counts. Best in their position across Europe.
Nope.
Have a
That
question
is
mark.
debatable.
Definitely have a question
Nope.
mark over
Yeah,
there.
that-
that
that-
debatable. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
difference maker on
But-
many occasions.
Yeah.
Debatable.
But for filter say he was thinking so that alone but
I can say,
definitely debatable.
forget trophies one. Okay, face for Spurs and Korea. So forget that. Influence and accolades.
You
If
can't
you
even
look
go
at
that talk.
if you look
You
at
can't go,
accolades in
it doesn't even make
Korea,
sense to go further down.
Yeah, it don't make sense. Yeah, I mean, I at least saw as I see where Reem is coming from though, but in terms of if I had to choose between class and average, I go in with class in my opinion.
I go with class. I would definitely go with class.
I'll give him class. I definitely don't think he's an average player.
Yeah.
All right,
Because
let me
I
see.
would have take as United fans, I find both of them should have been at United years ago.
Yep.
Connor, Son, and Kane should have been at United. If we were really
Long
serious
time.
about winning titles, both of
We
them
should
should
have-
have been at United.
I find we should have gone after Son before we went after Kane.
Yeah.
This is in relation to Erling Haaland. This comment kind of sums it up. Diego Costa and Drogba, I guess, in one.
Yeah.
I'm a fusion.
Yeah,
A
fusion.
fusion.
Yeah.
That's actually a damn good analogy.
Kane is class, Son is class. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I said before, right?
Yeah.
And then the last comment, Kane in City will probably have Haaland's.
I think so too.
I think so as well because
So,
Haaland already know. And I think Kane
Probably.
Kane is a better
Because
passer.
I said that. I said that when before the season start, when I see the sign Haaland, I say Haaland go down break records, and men was like that you can't say that so early. I say okay, we'll see.
But Kane is a better footballer than Haaland. So
Kane is a better all round player. I would say.
yeah.
He's
yeah,
not
yeah.
a better striker. At least in my opinion.
I got some issues. I got some issues with this guy here though.
This
I like
man
Grealish.
starting to border on
I like
average to
That is below
overrated.
average. Now he below average.
Below average, a little wicked boy. A little wicked boy. Why
No,
don't
I
you buy
tell
players
you-
that boy?
I'm telling you that Grealish starting to border between average and overrated.
Unless so hear this, right? We're not giving players. We talk about Hazard and the transition that some players will require. Not everybody, right? And this is why, we gonna make certain provisions for different players, right? But watch the influence Grealish used to carry Villa and he back. Grealish was
But
the
how
man
long
at Villa.
Grealish at City now?
This is his second season.
Yeah,
This is
Bruno
the
used to
second
do-
season. Well, I want to
Bruno
know
used to
what
do that
we're
at
talking
Sporting.
about.
Bruno used to
We
do that
see
at
him play a
Sporting.
whole season.
But remember, I say you had to give players time to adjust too.
I think-
Remember,
I
you step
So how
up.
much more
You step
time?
up.
No, Reem, try your best with that talk. If he was not playing in the league, we could say that. He has been
But-
playing in this league for
Right,
years,
but what I'm
and he
saying-
looks very average.
But remember, when you step up to a team at like City, the expectation different, so you gotta adjust to that expectation,
Like,
Right?
If he's a
And then
class
two-
player,
so, alright.
I didn't say he's class. I didn't say he's class. I didn't say he's class, but I don't think he overrated.
So, all right, okay. So let me go with what you said. You have to
I think he
adjust
overrated
to the
Pete Price, for
expectations. Your talent has to adjust to her.
But the man,
I
can't find
think
this one.
no, the comment that Javid just made, I think sums it up. Grealish at Villa was above average potential, average no, and he work rate high. In my opinion, Grealish is right now above average. Maybe.
And that's why I go put him. I put him Grealish above average.
Now,
But I say,
I go settle at average.
I
settle at average.
I said he bordering, he flirting right now with above average to just underrated. He
overrated.
depending on the week. It
Somebody say
depending
he
on the week
overrated.
right now.
So we
But
all
definitely
can,
nothing above that.
we all can agree that Jack Grealish at Aston Villa is not the same Jack Grealish now.
It's not.
But you remember earlier, it's different. The man at Villa
Was the
was the
man.
main man. He was the main man. Now you bring him into a team where you have arguably better players than him, right? So he had to find he placed in that team.
But he doesn't
And
get
sometimes I'm
real
not-
playing time.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the playing time they could bring that down to, when a manager spend mad money for a player, he had to justify it, right? So,
And
but
this
what I'm
is Pep we
saying,
talking about. Pep don't care.
Pep had to play players he paid 100 million for.
Nah,
How
you
much
can't
play?
say that
How
now.
much players?
Pep,
How much players? Pep pay 100 million for yeah. Jack Grealish. And the only player he pays so much money for.
yeah,
Yeah,
but Reem,
but
he
I
has
mean, like,
he has paid big money for players and bench them.
yeah.
It might not
I
have been
And
100 million.
Grealish just get benched too. Grealish will
But
start every game.
Mahrez
No,
supposed
I
to
think
start in front of Grealish most times.
no,
Yeah,
I
but they don't
think
play the same position.
that what Pep was seeing at Aston Villa, he's not seeing that same Grealish at
Yeah.
City.
Oh, yeah,
And
oh,
I
yeah,
know you
understand
say
that.
it's because of the better quality players, but Pep spent 100 million for Grealish to come and start, or Grealish
So
to come and take a position. Or
Yeah,
give him a
I'm
position.
gonna address one thing before I give it back to you guys, right? Don't forget the player does not set his price tag, you know.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, if I buy a player for 10 million or 100 million, they still gotta perform for my club.
Right.
correct.
So Phil, I hear you, right? I hear you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, right, you had to decide if you want to pay the 100 million. So the player not deciding that, but you as the manager, whoever it is, you deciding that here, what I willing to pay 100 million for this player. So if as the manager I pay willing to pay 100 million for this player, then definitely I have to have big plans for him, right? That's
Yeah.
not with the player. That's with the player.
But you had to consider as well. It have to have a adjusting period because, as I said before, the step up is different. He's no longer the man, so everything not going through Grealish. So it's an adjustment that had happened for
Sorry,
him.
what you would say is a
At 3 seasons.
fair time to give a player.
Adjusting period.
A season.
But he gets season already.
Right,
Second season.
right. So his second season only 5 games into it, and I find he doing okay.
All right, let me see how the season go for him.
All right, cool.
For me,
Jamie
average.
Vardy, people.
Hey, Vardy.
Average.
Nah, I would say peak. He get his break too late in his career.
Yes.
Average. He average. He
A
well
good
average.
average. A good
Dan,
average.
Vardy, if Vardy had gotten his break at a bigger club, I think Vardy would have been or you for a period of time.
Nah,
At
Vardy,
least at
no.
2 years, Vardy
I
was
don't think so.
trouble, you know.
Yes, but I don't think if he was in a bigger club either. Because you see at Leicester, he got a chance. He got a chance to be in the team and he built on that momentum. But I think in a other team, he would not have gotten that time and that chance. In a bigger team, I think he'd have been
I'm going to say above average because this guy single.
I giving him above average.
And won the league, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but longevity, Phil. They win the league once, and after that, will we ever see a Vardy?
No,
All
but-
right, he
No,
could finish.
Vardy had
He
form
could
after
finish,
that.
but I still waiting to see that Vardy again, and I only see that
Nah,
Vardy
nah,
once.
How
You would
old
see
you
that.
feel Vardy is?
Well, that's the thing.
That
So
again.
we can't.
That does.
So we can't. If we go by the criteria, we can't give you class or I say yeah.
No, but that's what. But we didn't give him class. We give him.
Average.
And we give him above
Okay, I
average.
give Vardy above average, you know. That's all I give him.
Nobody
Above
give him
average.
no class.
I say a good average, which I guess like Phil could be maybe a little above average, but
I give him
average.
above average. Yeah.
Average.
Nobody
average.
giving Vardy class.
All right,
Yeah.
talk to me about this guy now. Talk to me about him.
Class.
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 But
Yeah.
it could be world class. Anything that
And
world class.
that's what I want to do, you know. I want to work. This not
But-
gonna work up. This not gonna work up at age 18 people. World
He-
Cup.
World class.
He have
World
the
class.
he have the ability to be world class, but he's not there right now.
You feel so? You feel so?
Because he's not
Yeah.
consistent enough.
He not consistent, chef.
No,
Chef.
you watch the criteria.
Pull out the criteria again, because I need to see.
Show up the criteria for world class again.
That's one, man.
That's again.
Yeah, but thinking of him because he could be world class, but I feel
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
And
World
what
class,
is the reason why you ain't giving him world class one time ring?
He win a Champions League.
And
So
so
when you win World Cup,
win a World Cup though. That bigger than
He win,
Champions.
and he went European Cup also, right?
So there we go. Longevity.
From Monaco
He
to
young
from
still.
Monaco to now.
Yeah, he has been consistent. He has been
No, but he has been
consistently at the top.
consistent, so the
Yeah,
Alex
he
Pumper
has
has
been
longevity.
consistent. Yeah. Best in his position, yes.
Yes.
I still find it.
Difference
It's
maker
thinking he
communication,
got
yes.
longevity. Yes.
Trophies won, yes. Influence and accolades,
Accolades.
yes. How have you performed outside of domestic league? Proper. No money for Ballon d'Or, yes. European team of this season, yes. Come on, world class man.
Nah,
Here is the thing.
He tick almost all the boxes.
Kylian Mbappe is an exception to the rule because there are very rare teenagers who just burst onto the scene. Right?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
Kylian Mbappe burst on the scene with Joe Felix, Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
Burst on the scene a little bit after Marcus Rashford, and I don't think the three that I mentioned after Kylian Mbappe are on his level as yet. Right? That's just my thing.
Could it be too that he has been fortunate to be on very good teams?
True. It is
Now
true.
he just thought that team sometime, but as good as that team
Who
is
just thought?
PSG.
PSG, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were
Nobody
talking about
put in that
France.
team.
I talking about France, eh?
Oh.
Yeah,
but that man
he's
has
really
put that
carried
PSG
PSG.
team.
Yeah, he's really carried
Yeah.
PSG.
Uh,
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, he could probably be.
I'm giving him as I'm gonna stick with the class.
Mm,
All right. I going world class. All right.
All right, let me see what the guys in the comments saying. I think Vardy is a little above average. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Mbappe ain't world class. And don't get me wrong, people can say that Mbappe is not world class. I mean, it is a bit subjective, right? But it might
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
No, but
it is.
that's it.
You know-
Sometimes we have to justify things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
The
it
way how
ain't world class.
Mbappe broke out onto the scene is Mbappe had a better career between 18 and 21 better than Lionel Messi. Think about it.
Yeah.
Lionel Messi had-
in terms of what?
in terms
terms of
of
what?
in terms of being in terms of international career, right? One and two, also with regards to
His son
Monaco
is
and also
yeah.
PSG as well too.
No,
Yeah,
you
but
listen to
now,
the age
watch
she said,
man. You
From
go
18
always
to 21.
nobody go always beat Messi on the international front because he never really do nothing really with Argentina.
No, all right.
No, but we're talking about 18 to 21 though.
Yeah, but
And
Messi
Champions
broke
League
into Barcelona team around that time, and he was a world beater.
Dan, 18 to 21, Messi was benching for Barca.
Messi
No,
only got
18 to
Messi
21, he
Messi
was
only got
benching. I'm
recognized
telling you, 18 to
Messi only
21,
got recognized
he had
in,
to come behind Ronaldinho and them. He was benching.
Now he
Messi
ain't bench for
only
long,
got
boy.
recognized when Pep Guardiola became
What?
cool.
And how old he was then, Phil?
I would do the research, man. But until
Yeah, 18 to 21. I remember Messi break onto the scene very, very young.
Messi was
Very young.
18 to 21, Messi wasn't. All right.
Nah,
Class.
chef, check that again.
World
Check that
class.
again.
World class without a
Class.
doubt. World class
Class
without a doubt.
bordering on world class.
Nah.
Plus
Modric is world class to me.
Boy.
It's
Modric
mad.
is world class. World class. World class.
Big player.
World
And that's in
class.
class. Right?
Big
like
game player.
Oh,
One
world class,
of the
like-
best passes.
World class.
Yeah.
One
And
of
I don't mind giving him world class.
Nah.
Modric-
that's supposed to be
Modric have
thing
the
of your real
brain-
chef.
Of who, boy? Of what, boy? Nah, boy. Modric
Yeah,
world class,
yeah.
boy. World class.
That's
a
Modric
big
one
player.
different, boy.
Up there in Iniesta and Zidane to some extent.
Yeah, I feel so. And you know the
That's a
thing about
big player.
and the
And
thing
he
with,
just
with-
goes
I put him
And he
ahead
just goes about his
Iniesta.
business.
and the thing about Modric earlier is even as old as he is, you see how the man is just adjust the game. He just adjust the game.
Yep.
And his
You know, see
intelligence,
the-
this man
you know, see the
using by.
brain. You know, see
Yeah,
the brain
boy.
working. Nah, that big player.
You know how Modric remind me of, the older, not the older they get, the better they become, but the more you can see that they're playing based on how slow they move. You remember
Yeah.
Andre Pirlo?
Pirlo, yeah.
What was Zidane? What was Zidane?
Yeah, Zidane, I know.
That was always slow. But I get where you're coming from, though. The next player, before I go to the comments, Hassan is saying world class from Luka Modric. Luka Modric is world class.
Yeah.
Modric bossed in the midfield up to the other day, world class.
Yeah, boy, and how old he
Only
is?
because Daniel Levy don't do business with United. He should have come to United.
Yeah, boy, yeah. I
Nah,
want
them
him
fellas
bad
will come in United because remember them agents know what going on in United.
Shit.
See after
Yeah, that
that,
category, Phil? Shit.
Good. What was that?
um,
What was this?
um,
You looking different, boy? Who's that?
hey, I just want to defend my player, you know, but
This
he
one
does make
tricky.
it hard, boy. Oh God.
Oh, who is that?
Phil.
I didn't look like Lukaku at all. Boy, who is that?
Phil.
How
Yeah,
you mean
yeah.
that? So we looking like?
I don't know. They're like somebody different. For some
Kevin
reason.
Jones.
I would say above average.
Average,
Yeah,
average, average. I said
wondering if
average.
it was
Average.
above average.
Average. Because you know why I say that? Because he at Everton, he was alright. And it's because he was one of the only of his type of player that he went to Man United, because you know we're struggling for those type of players today. Right?
Yeah.
You have more of the kind of wide forwards in abundance, but like them kind of center forwards, them kind of power forwards, you don't have much of them again. And he came to Man United on that basis that it have limited players like him. He did not prove himself at Man United. Then he leave and he went Inter and he do a thing. He came back in England and flopped again and he run away. And for that,
So you find at Manchester he flopped?
yeah, big time. Big
I
time.
don't find so.
He had one good
first
season.
He had a good
One
first
good
And
season.
he had one bad season.
To what? Nah.
Dan,
Nah.
the whole team was terrible. People like
Yeah,
to
but still.
blame Kaku,
Hey.
but like if
Nah.
Kaku,
What
our
this comment here?
entire team was terrible.
What about this
Phil,
comment
you-
here? This comment here about his record for Belgium.
All right.
Correct.
But when
But
when Belgium
but
playing
what?
Azerbaijan and San Marino and them kind of crap teams.
Chef,
Reeves,
Chef,
stop
No,
that.
dog.
Reeves,
You're
stop
playing,
that.
you're playing nobody.
Thank
They're
you
gonna
very
go to
much,
work tomorrow,
Aaron.
kind of thing.
Chef,
Thank you very much, Arun.
When
you see what
when
going on here? Is same way go happen. You see when we talk to Martial, that's how it go be. Yeah.
no,
Why?
all I say, right?
Marcel is
Same
average.
thing.
Marcel will class dog.
Marcel is average.
Phil,
Same thing.
yeah, Marcel on the list. I will
He
class
was
dog.
a Marcel.
This one people might disagree with me here on, but I think Mo Salah is just class. He's not world class.
He's not world class.
Class.
He's not world class. He's
That man
class.
that man don't do shit all for Egypt. Sorry.
I ain't lying to tell you, boy.
I think he won Egypt, man. I think he won Africa.
No, he just played decent. He's played decent enough for Egypt, man.
But
But-
he ain't do nothing in the AFCON final. He hasn't gone to Egypt.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
He got Egypt to
He-
win one World Cup, and that's
The last couple of finals, but I watch him play for Egypt a few times well, man. And I'm not talking about recent where they reach all them finals and he didn't say anything. But generally, he does play good for Egypt. But this season, though, wait, that man hell poops in on himself.
Yeah, and every fantasy player.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
With with the expensive self.
Yeah,
boy.
what's man?
I know.
Liverpool scored 9 and nothing, you know.
I know
Nothing.
this next player may cause a bit of bacchanal. I think so.
I'm telling you, son, boy. Neymar.
Class.
Class.
Hey.
Even
Class.
we can say what we want. Class.
He's class.
Wait, thinking,
What's
Nico.
man?
Wait, thinking.
No, I was thinking if he was at Barcelona, if he's still at Barcelona,
You know, be
Right.
world class.
I thinking so. I think it is because we don't see him every day.
No,
As how
What do you mean we don't
might
see him
no,
every
that
day?
has nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing to do with it.
But
Nah.
for some reason, I think he had the potential to be world class. But
He does
Yeah,
have the
yeah,
potential. That's why he
yeah.
went
That was to do with
PSG.
class.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
He went PSG so he could be world class. He would be
So
nobody's shadow, and it
Still
hasn't
saying
really
that.
I-
Still saying
panned out
that.
that way.
I agree with Rico to some extent because Neymar, in my opinion, was bought by PSG to win the Champions League. That's just
Yeah,
my opinion.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
take into consideration, Neymar is 31 years old. 31.
Yep.
So where you rating him as?
I can say class.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, you know.
And I could put into that. He does play for Brazil. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heart and soul World Cup.
He ever win a World Cup? He ever win a World Cup?
No,
No, I don't think.
Nah.
So.
Our son has said, I don't like Neymar, but he's class.
Yeah,
I
Neymar is
think
class. Neymar is
a lot
class.
of serious sentiment, right?
Because he's carried that Brazilian team, and he just carried that team.
Nah,
yeah.
he's playing for Brazil. He's playing
Yeah.
for Brazil.
Now, what do you guys think of this guy here?
Class.
Class. And let me tell you something. If that man wasn't so humble, he gonna be world class.
He
Real
wasn't
talk.
so humble, he'd be world class.
Yeah.
I ain't catch that one, but the man humble.
Nah,
So he would
because
be
he
more
does
humble
just
than
try to, he does do his job quiet, and just be
Yeah.
in the background.
If he was ignorant with talent, he'd be world class.
Dan, he
Sometimes
walking in,
sometimes
he
it's that
walking
little
in
arrogance
with
too,
any
Nico.
team in the world.
Yeah, sometimes would have. I don't think now he walking into any team.
No,
Yeah,
but
well,
here,
this
here's-
season, yeah.
no,
Yeah.
hear me out on N'Golo Kante, right? Nobody knew of N'Golo Kante prior to Leicester, right?
Yeah.
I think within N'Golo Kante's first 3 seasons, he won the league, the
World Cup.
Champions League, and a
Yeah.
World Cup.
Yeah,
Yep.
And he was not a passenger in any of those teams. He was
very
like,
very key,
part,
very
right?
key.
So
And
I-
study
I-
this. Those
I
teams,
kinda wanna
he's been
give
in teams. He's been in teams with big players and big names. And everybody, just what you said is, he is not a passenger in none of those teams and them.
I kind of want to give him world class. I kind of, but
I really like
Longevity, Phil.
diversity.
Longevity.
Class.
Only 3 years. Or 3 or 4 years. Like, there's no longevity.
Class, but class.
I will give him class. Man. Fair enough.
I'll give him class.
Let me see. Maybe world class. I saw you talking about Neymar or N'Golo Kante. Actually,
Nah,
talking
he
about
can't say he talking about Kante
Kante,
because he said
yeah.
Neymar
Yeah,
is
he talk-
Neymar
yeah.
is class.
okay. This guy.
But
Class. I'll give him class.
Yeah, I tell you, I giving him class.
I'll
Because
give him class.
The
You can't find
injuries
Gareth Bale.
injuries mash him up, but that man do some things. That man
You
is class.
can't find Gareth.
Nah,
Bale.
here
You
now.
can't find Gareth. Bale.
Me fighting it.
I almost gotta say Bale is average based on the kit. Phil put me out with him.
No, but
Better than
but
Paul
he
Real
play,
Madrid
no, but he play real
But-
football in that kit, you know.
Exactly, but that's
That-
when Bale had his best.
No,
when
no,
Bale
no,
had his
no,
best
no, no.
football days.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
with
understand.
nothing in that kit.
But this particular kit was last season, and he had do nothing in this kit last season, now, right?
No, but he
Yeah.
scored some goals, you know. Nobody scored some
But-
goals to them.
But class.
I'll
The-
give
Gareth
Bale.
Bale, Gareth.
Bale is them kind of players, boy. Like, you just have to beg them to be motivated.
I think Bale is a kind of Bale is our next player who I think, in my opinion, is a victim of Cristiano Ronaldo, just like Benzema. That's what I can say.
But then also at Real Madrid, Fiorentino Perez and Zidane didn't want to play the guy.
That's after he get turned now. That was after he
I find them
turned.
treat them real harsh.
Yeah,
at
them treat
Madrid.
you real bad in Madrid.
Them Madrid fans, I don't understand how they want to treat Bale so.
Yeah, they're real brutal. They're real brutal out in Spain.
All right, we got a few more players. Boy, I want to hear what you guys are saying with this one player here now.
Class.
Class
I give him
what?
class again.
Class.
Class.
I say
I give him
class.
Class.
I say
Above
class.
average.
Watch out, it's a chef to the head and say,
Nah, class. Boy.
nah, class, as a class player, boy.
That,
Class
Above
player.
I kind of biased against Pogba, but
I can say class. I bias as well, so I can say world class, but I say based on the last couple of seasons, I can say
yeah.
right?
I agree with Ethan Lynch comment on Pogba.
Pogba is class, too much distractions. True.
Yeah.
I think got about 5 more players to go through. I think so.
Average.
Average. A resounding average.
Yeah, overhyped. And I could put in overhyped with it too because he's British.
I don't want to say overhyped because the youth have it in them to be something. Yeah,
No, but
overhyped.
if he wasn't overhyped, Chef, then he'd have never be spoken about in conversations with Mbappe. Right? They're always comparing Mbappe and Rashford.
No, it's
When
because
Mbappe
they
had different,
really break
Mbappe
out
had
at the
totally.
same time too.
Well, that's what I'm saying because Rashford had a nice little run. They're comparing him with some of the better players, and I think it's unfair.
See, all right, fair enough.
All right, I got one. I got three more players to go through. Right. So after Marcus Rashford, it is this guy here.
Wow,
World
world
class.
class, boy. World class,
World
world
class.
class.
So here what? There's a category of depths. He is the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, boy.
True.
Real talk.
Nah.
Robert Lewandowski is depths.
Yeah, nah.
He don't perform for Poland. But
Exactly, I gotta say that.
Bayern,
He don't
Bayern Munich
look
and
for
Dortmund,
Poland.
that guy has been.
Are they find he don't perform for Poland?
I don't find
His stats for Poland is not the most impressive.
But he just play. I just watch Poland because
I honestly don't find he does play bad.
Yeah, he just play good. The only thing is he don't really score much because of the service. The team don't play all out 100. I find.
he's a striker.
No, Zlatan
No, because
never had no service for Sweden, and that guy is a beast with Sweden more.
but what I noticed Lewandowski does do for Poland is he does like when a player just drop deep to
He
kind
does
of
drop
facilitate the
deeper. He
football.
does drop deeper.
Yeah, so you'll find he always the second assist or something when Poland score most times.
Fair enough. All right, I got two more players in one picture, right? And it just happened to be these two here. And this is the last picture for the night. No, before I wanna answer this question, right? I take in the guy on the right. I'm looking at previous center backs, like the Sergio Ramoses, the Carlos Puyols, the Vidic's, the John Terrys. And I gotta ask myself, those four that I mentioned are world class. Is Virgil van Dijk on their level? And I do not think so. I don't think so. That's just my opinion.
I'm trying to put my bias aside now, boy.
Yeah,
All right, so
I
we're
would say
talking about these two in front here. So
for
here
Van
what?
Dijk, for Van Dijk, I say class. I think Van Dijk is class.
Trent
so.
is average.
This season.
You know what, Trent? Trent is an average defender with a world class attacking instinct.
Yeah,
That is what Trent.
class attacking instinct you're saying.
No, what I mean,
How you mean?
on the ball? He world class on the ball.
How you mean?
Deliveries is world class. His
Using
deliveries
this world class
You
term real loosely
hear what I
again.
say, right?
Yeah,
He's
Reem.
class. Let me
You
say,
hear
let me
what
say
I
he's class
say?
now. Don't say world class.
Nah, well, I'm giving the man world class, and I'm going forward. Going forward, he world class.
Going
He's
forward,
an average defender.
Yeah, I've defended average. I agree
His
with you.
defender is average at
So-
best.
Yeah,
I
going forward,
kind of break down what Chef said. Chef said he's the average defender, but going forward he's world class. So in the middle he got the class. Then.
Yeah. Well, his attacking instinct, yeah.
And the system that he playing requires more of him going forward and defending.
Yeah.
True. No,
Because
when
The whole system is built on having teams on the back foot.
Correct.
when I think top right backs, I'm thinking
Philip
Cafu.
Lam.
I think it's Philip Lam. I think it's Danny Alves to some extent.
And them fellas was always good going forward. They were known for their going forward more than defending.
But they were also very good defenders.
Yes.
Correct.
The team, but you see, you have to understand how the team was set up, that these fellas never really had to do no big set of defending.
But that's not
If
really
you-
true, bro.
If you look
But
at how these teams used to play, if you look at how
Lam
these
had to
teams,
defend for
Lam-
Germany.
right, Lam was different. But when you talk about Cafu, Roberto Carlos, these guys were more what you call attacking fullbacks now.
But here's the thing, right? But yeah, well, them basically invent the, attacking fullbacks, attacking wingbacks. But here's the thing, though. Them fellas was real damn good
But
defenders.
don't forget Cafu played in the Serie A, the most
Cafu was a
defensive league in the world.
awesome defender. I honestly think Roberto Carlos defending was very underrated.
All right,
Give me
so
a decent defender.
off a trend, back to Virgil van Dijk. Give me you guys.
I
honest opinion.
given Van Dijk. Dan, I want to be fair
Yeah,
because
be
to be
fair.
quite honest, since the man gone to Liverpool, Liverpool look at 1,000 times better.
Correct. Correct.
So I will give the man class. He having a poor season, but I can give him class because for
Yeah.
Holland he does look good too,
He does,
Yeah.
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 and he's a
Yeah.
game changer for Holland too.
Yeah. Class. Class.
So I
Strong
can
in
give
the
him
air.
class. And,
Strong in
and,
the air,
and
attacking
definitely
wise,
I'm giving him no
defending wise.
world class. They like to talk like he's the greatest defender ever
Nah,
in England. Stop that notice.
class.
Don't get me wrong, Virgil van Dijk has definitely transformed Liverpool's defense from the likes of Martin Skirtle and
Yeah.
I
Carragher.
can't
If you bring Carragher in here, or what is it? Or Skirtle and
I can't
Dejan
remember who.
Lovren. Dejan
Yeah,
Lovren.
there's a
Massive.
lot of these guys. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, he has been a revelation at Liverpool, but I don't think he's on the same level as like your Vidiches and Ramoses and Puyols as well too, right? So, but yeah, it's just that we just got to this last photo and time is up. So yeah, anybody who tuned in, we could just bring up that world class criteria one more time. But in the meantime, tell me how you guys thought the session was just now.
I could throw in one more name to end it off.
Yeah, sure.
Anthony Martial.
World class. World class.
We really lose it. You really use it as world class loosely, why?
I feel
Anybody? you can go anybody market.
I feel like he was drinking today.
Hey, we could go down when you market
Yeah,
and let's world
let
class
me go through.
all over.
Let me go to criteria.
Martial.
Longevity, no.
Longevity.
Best,
No.
best in their position across Europe, no. Difference
No.
maker, no. Trophies won,
No.
no. Influence, no. And
No.
nice,
About world class. The man is average at best.
Yeah, he averaged at best. Averaged at best. All you know me, I go champion. You know my boy.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
I mean,
Rashford on the
you-
same level. Yeah,
Yeah,
Rashford
yeah.
on the same level.
but Rashford overrated. Rashford overrated. Marcel
No,
overrated.
In terms of rating, we say Rashford was average. The Marcel average too. The two of them on
You
the
know
same
why?
scale.
I don't want to call Rashford overrated. I'm not Rashford, sorry, Marcel overrated. Because Dan, Marcel could be dead, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's another reason why the man had the Ballon d'Or clause is only he in his own way. You're laughing. The man had what? So you telling me he's a liar? The man had a Ballon d'Or clause in the contract.
Nico, he done just be waiting to get her back up, you know.
Hey. Yeah.
No, but this was a great session.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for the discussion. Yeah, for sure. But he definitely, the man said again, when Martial too hot and cold, and then when he's running at defenders, he is pitcher, right? But too hot and cold.
We haven't seen that one that part of Martial of recent.
You could thank Solskjaer for that. You could thank Solskjaer for that.
Oh god. Yeah.
No. You can thank Marcel, who only studying to breed people home and not breed people on the field.
The man only had to try and breathing thing you talking about, dog.
Who that we know about.
Oh my god. Anyway, closing thoughts on world class versus overrated versus average versus class.
So it's a good session.
Yeah, I will go first. I think and I'm glad that you kind of had a criteria because I think you know how the fan base there's judge players now we're going on a slippery slope because two people getting these kind of world class tags and labels way too easily.
Too easy.
And it almost kind of insulting the ones who went before. It's like you calling this player world class,
Right.
and then you have them in the same category with the likes of a Zidane, you know, or R9. It's an insult, all right? So I think it should really, you know, fans had to readjust this whole thing about how they're regarding players because
The personal bias.
Yeah, the bias had to be out of the way, and let me look at you know criterias and let me look at the bar that has been set by players before. And I'll close by saying this: it can't only come down to statistics as alone as well, eh? Because people go watch and say, well, he scored 10 goals in one game or 3 games. When in fact, was playing Scunthorpe, right? And Scunthorpe was playing with 9 men. You understand? I'm being ridiculous, but just to make a point, we had to be a little more conscientious when we're making claims and things now. Yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Chef or Nico?
I would say, yeah, I agree with what Reem just said. It seems more and more, and that's why it's so easy to call men wagonists and basically have lack of respect for other fans, because it used to be you could support your team, but you can respect other teams, you can respect other players and stuff. And now it seems a lot of times like men bias borders on stupidity now.
Yeah.
So I love football conversations, and I could have honest football conversations. And a lot of fans need to be, "John, just calm down with your bias and let me just talk football at times." And nothing is wrong with giving Jack the jacket. That is all.
What is saying,
Yeah.
Nico?
Yeah, for me, I'm not coming a bit late, right? But this was like another therapy session. Not having football for a little while, and even me at work. It's like a therapy session for me now. So home for me in the morning, so I get a nice little, a nice little massage before home. So the nice little, a nice little, how do I say, de-stressor. After a full 14 days. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in terms, and I'll finish it off. I think a lot of people label players world class based off of emotion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When you deep it, maybe 2 or 3 years or seasons down the line, you might say, okay, they're not world class. Maybe I was just a bit overreacting, or some people could say, right now, some like you remember the likes of Freddie Adu,
Yeah,
that name,
yeah, of course.
when he was
From the
hyped.
US.
The next
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next big thing.
Yeah, he was hyped. He was hyped from the age of like 14, 15.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't hear about him now, right? So, but no, man. This was great content. This was a great discussion. Nico Reem, Chef, thanks for taking some time. And this has been Big Phil, and this has been All In, All United.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.